What I see in the script is I go with my impulse. If I like the story, if I like the characters in it and what's happening in the film, I just go with my impulse. There's nothing in particular as such I can pinpoint it. This is something I see in the film. Well, I do films. I don't really categorize them into commercial and non-commercial films. Every film is a commercial film because there's somebody's money involved and somebody wants to make some profit out of that film. I saw Malik.
Fahad Fazil.
That was brilliant, and even Naya 2 was great.
आज हम दो यानी कि राजकुमार राव और मैं हिमेश बात करेंगे हम दो हमारे दो के बारे में. वेलकम टू पिंक विला राज, इट्स लवली हैविंग यू हियर.
Thank you so much, Umesh.
So, first question, अब हमारा हीरो पेरेंट्स को अडॉप्ट करेगा. How did you react when you first heard this concept?
Well, it was Dinu's idea. He sent me the teaser. So I asked him, why are we like hero? ये क्या है? Then he sent me the teaser, so I got the point what he was trying to say, and I just thought, it's because that's the plot line, to adopt the parents, because we don't really hear about people adopting parents. We often hear about people, adopting kids and children. But this one was unique. This one was different. So I thought it worked very well.
And when you were offered the script, what was your reaction like to the screenplay?
I really enjoyed it, and when I got to know that there are these amazing actors who would be in the film, like Parishar, Ratna ma'am, Kriti, Apar, so I thought it will be so much fun because I've been a big admirer of their work, especially Parishar and Ratna ma'am. So just to get a chance to work with them in a full-fledged film,
correct,
I didn't want to miss that opportunity.
Correct. And we have seen the trailer. Through the trailer, there are two parallel romantic tracks running. One is yours and Kriti, and one is Parishar and Ratna ma'am's. Which one is your favorite? Which one are you inclined
Absolutely,
towards?
Parishar and Ratna ma'am's.
Okay, and any reason for that? Like,
just see them performing. They're amazing.
Correct. And this is your second film with Kriti after Bareli Ki Barfi. How has the journey of two of you been?
It's great. I think I've seen Kriti growing so much as an actor from from her first film till now, and I saw Mimi last, and I was so highly touched by her performance. Even this one also, I think she's really surpassed her last performances. So it's always fun to see someone grow as an actor with every film, which I also aspire to do every time with all my characters. And we're good friends. We share a good rapport. It's fun to work with friends.
You're slowly owning this space of quirky comedies which have high content. What are the factors that you look into when you're selecting these subjects in this space?
I don't want to own any one particular genre. I want to do everything. But thank you so much. I think I take it as a compliment. What I see in the script is I go with my impulse. If I like the story, if I like the characters in it and what's happening in the film, I just go with my impulse. There's nothing in particular as such I can pinpoint it. This is something I see in the film. It's the overall thing which matters, the whole script in totality. That should touch me, that should excite me as an actor.
And if you look at your choices of script, it has gone commercial over the years in terms of subjects. What was the turning point, what was the triggering point that led to this evolution of your script selection? Like, there is a fine balance, of course, but you are doing a lot of films in commercial space as well.
Well, I do films. I don't really categorize them into commercial and non-commercial films. Every film is a commercial film because there's somebody's money involved and somebody wants to make some profit out of that film. So every film is a commercial film for me. Like for me, Newton did extremely well at the box office as well. So did Bareli Ki Barfi. So for me, I know what you're trying to say. I think that change happened with Bareli Ki Barfi. When I met Nitesh Sir, he narrated me a few scenes, and I was like, wow, this is such a fine part. For me as an actor to play two different personalities in the same scene would be great to explore. And I just said, sir, I would love to do this part. And Nitesh Sir, of course, we all know how amazing he is. And then I met Ashwini and I saw Nilbate Sannata and I thought she's amazing. And then, of course, Bareli Ki Barfi happened, and then Stree happened, and then,
And then it has been, so many more after that. And this is your fourth film with Dino, of which Stree, Ruhi have been successful and got a lot of appreciation, and now Hum Do, Hamare Do. How do you view the journey of you and Dino together over 5-6 years?
It's a great journey. I think there's a mutual respect, there's a mutual trust that we have. And it started with Stree, when Raj DK, they came to meet me with Stree and they narrated me the story, and then I loved the story. I said I would love to do it. And then Dinu, of course, they met Dinu, and Dinu also came on board, and they were the producer, and Raj DK were the writers. The journey started from there, and it's been a very fruitful journey. I think I've played some really interesting parts with him, be it Made in China, which didn't do well at the box office, but personally I really enjoyed playing that part and playing that
Okay.
really hungry Gujarati businessman.
And which of the collaboration is the most special for you of the 4 films that you have?
Three, absolutely.
Three.
Yeah.
Okay. And you just wrapped up shooting for Hit, I believe, in Jaipur.
It's still going on, yeah.
Oh, it's yeah. How has that journey been? It's an investigative thriller, and you know the original one is actually a very gripping film. So how is?
Yeah, no, it's going very well. Honestly, I was not really in the mind space to come and do these interviews.
Okay.
Because you be in the zone for 30 days and suddenly you have to cut out and do this.
Yeah.
But of course, it's a part of the job, so I have to. But I'm really enjoying what we're doing with that script. And Sailesh is a director to watch out for. He's exceptionally talented. So is Harshvardhan, my director for Badhai Do.
Yeah.
Harshvardhan is like Badhai Do is again. I've seen the cut, so I know I can say it very proudly. It's a phenomenal film.
Okay.
Yeah, but talking about Hit, yeah, it's an investigative thriller. Lot of turns and twists. It will keep you on the edge and having a great time working with the team.
Correct. And I believe it has the potential of a franchisee as well. And if it happens, it would be
Yeah,
a second
yeah.
franchisee for you
Yeah.
after the horror. Exciting times as an actor.
Yeah, exciting times as an actor. Some good work happening, the kind of work I wanted to do for a while now. I think this pandemic has taught me to just listen to my heart and do the kind of work I believe in. And I'm trying to do that.
And you know, there's another film of yours which is keenly awaited. We have spoken about it multiple times. That's Chupke Chupke. What's happening with that? Through last 6 months, there has been.
I have no idea, honestly. You'll have to ask the makers. Yeah.
Okay. And there is also Monica, Oh My Darling, which is happening with Sriram's production. Could you tell us
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
How excited are you to jump into that space? It's
Very excited. We all love Sriram sir.
Yeah.
And Vasan is the director for this film, Vasan
Yeah.
Bala. I've known him for so many years now. Great guy to work with, such a phenomenal maker, a phenomenal director. And the script itself, it was just brilliant. I read it for the first time and I loved it and I said, I want to do this film. I want to play this part.
Yeah.
And we ended up finishing it by the time, and we didn't even realize that it's over.
Oh.
It was so quick and it was so much fun. When you have fun on set, when you enjoy a film,
Yeah.
it just goes by like this.
And talking about Hum Do Hamare Do, there is it actually revolves around the concept of adoption. Basically the premise will also have a social message apart from all the humor. Is that also a very important factor when you come on board कि हंसाने के साथ एक छोटा सा message भी देके जाओ?
अगर ऐसा है तो अच्छा है, पर there are no hard and fast rules कि ऐसा होना ही चाहिए. Some films are purely for entertainment. Some films are for entertainment and also to make you think sometimes. So हम दो हमारे दो में है एक छोटा सा हमने एक छोटी सी कोशिश की है कि there should be some social message attached to it कि लोगों को शायद कुछ सोचने का हम अगर सोचने के लिए दें by the time film finishes. तो इसमें कोशिश की है हमने. I hope we are successful in that.
And in the pandemic times, do you believe comedy is like in the pandemic and post-pandemic time? Do you think comedy is one genre which is going to flourish now because people have seen such tough times, and it is films or OTT films or series which will provide them?
I can't really say honestly. Comedies have always worked. Most of the times if they are done sensibly and done well. But Patal Lok, Scam. They're not comedies, they're dramas, but they have done so well. So you don't really know what's going to happen, what's going to work, what's not going to work. I think if you make a good film or a good series, it will work. So there's no rule as such, make this because this works. Nobody knows what works.
Through the pandemic, you have had multiple releases which premiered on OTT, and now there is Hum Do Hamare Do also which premiering on Hotstar. How do you view this thing? Because in the start of pandemic, we had heard, there were media reports that you want Chhalang and all those films to premiere to come on theatres. I don't know, it was reported in the media. So
I never said that, yeah.
Okay, so how do you view this, and your films have been successful on OTT, be it Chhalang, Ludo, so how do you view this thing?
Well, everybody wants their films to be watched. And if theatres are not there, in this pandemic, then the producers especially, they can't take that burden to just hold that film for a very, very long time. There are so many things attached to it. It's not only just make that film and keep it in your office.
Yeah.
We want people to watch the film, especially other things which you and me won't be able to understand the business side of it. But yeah, I'm very glad it happened with Chhalang and Ludo and the White Tiger. The kind of response I got, we got for those films and those performances. I'm very very happy that it happened. Like Ludo came last Diwali and Hum Do Hamare Do is coming this Diwali.
Yeah.
So it's great. I'm very happy that people are watching these films, and it's a huge audience. I think the spectrum is huge for OTT platforms.
Actually, this is your third Diwali release. Even Chhalang was last Diwali with Ludo. So
Yeah, correct, correct.
correct. And you know, talking about OTT space, there have been OTT premieres, but you have stayed away from the web series so far. What's keeping you away from that?
Nothing. It's not a conscious choice. I read a couple of things, didn't really maybe connect to it. But if something exciting comes up, I'll jump on it. I'm very open to do a web series. I think it's a great format. It's a long format. You get to explore so much as an actor.
And if there is one zone of cinema which we call that you enjoy doing the most, which space would that be for you?
I'm still exploring. I don't know. I really enjoy everything. I enjoy playing Alu as much as I enjoy playing Shahid.
But is there any genre that you want to explore going forward? I feel you will be very good even in a slapstick comedy.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I would love to try that. Haven't done that.
Because we saw some glimpses like in the climax of Stree when you suddenly start mimicking Shah. That's actually more in the like situational but still slapstick zone. So that's something.
Yeah, something more Chaplin-esque.
Yeah. And what's happening with Stree 2? Dino has spoken about it that the journey will continue with Bhedia and it will go into Stree. Have there been discussions with you over that?
Yeah, there have been discussions, but I'm sure it will happen eventually. I don't know exactly when it will happen, but it will happen soon. Yeah.
And you know, during Ruhi, we were joking about how there will be a crossover between like Ruhi and Stree as well, and we'll get to see two Rajkumar Ravs in the film. Anything on that front? That
it's a long-term plan, so I can't really comment right now when is that going to happen and if it's going to happen. But Stree 2 is definitely is in process, and that will certainly happen sometime soon.
And you have such a wide lineup. You have so many films lined up. Which is the most exciting one for you? Except Hum Do Hamare Do, which is of course I know right now you are.
Except Hum Do Hamare Do. Except Hum Do Hamare Do, I have Monica, I have Badhai Do, and I have Hit. All three. I'm very, very excited about all three of them.
In talking about Badhai Do, could you tell us something because the first film won a national award, so of course the expectations will be huge. So what do you have to say about that?
I think it will really meet your expectations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe it might surpass. It's phenomenal.
Okay.
It's very, very good. I don't really say this about my own films, but this one is very special.
And Raj, we have a couple of questions from your fans who asked questions on Pink Villa Rooms. So there are two questions. First one is from Viren Mehra. The question is, if WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram were down for 1 year and not 1 day, how would it affect your life?
It won't affect my life.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're not among the actors who use WhatsApp, Instagram?
No, I use, of course.
Okay.
I don't, not like I don't use, but my life doesn't, it's not dependent on these things, yeah.
Okay. And second question is from Shakha Singh. Which has been your personal favorite Bollywood movie in the last few years not starring you?
I saw Malik.
Oh,
Fahad
Fahad.
Fazil. Yeah, that was brilliant, and even Nayat 2 was great.
Thank you so much, Raj. It was lovely talking to you,
Pleasure.
and wish
Thank
you all
you.
the best for Hum Do Hamare Do.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Yeah.